There is a step in my process that nobody sees. It happens before the guitar comes out, before I look into a single note, and before I even decide how I will arrange something. In this video, I want to talk about that step because I think it changes everything what this music sounds like in the end. This video is not a typical guitar lesson that focuses on a technique and how to practice a song. Here I want to talk about something that happens before any of that and that makes a big difference. Every time I decide to learn a movie score, before I touch the guitar, I try to rewatch the movie. So before learning any of these soundtracks, I go back to movie first. Not to study it, not to take notes, just to feel it again. To let the story and the atmosphere back inside me before my hands try to play it. This is me actually doing it, because this is not a theory, this is how I work. A movie score is not just notes. It is emotion attached to images, to moments and the story. When you learn the notes without that, when you just look at the guitar tab on the page, you are learning the surface of the music, not what lives underneath. But when the movie is fresh in you, something changes. You press a note differently, you pause in a different place. You play with more passion and emotion, because you know what the music is holding. That is the difference between playing a song and playing what the song means. There is something else in this process that matters to me. The composers who created these music scores. They spend months and even years building something that serves a story. Every note has a reason. Every silence has a purpose. When I rewatch the movie before I start learning, I'm not just preparing myself emotionally. I'm paying attention to what they actually built, where the music enters, what does it do to a scene, what would be missing without it. That feels like the right approach to someone else's work, with attention and with the respect for what it took to create it. And there is something else that I started doing that I did not expect to become part of my process. I do not rewatch alone. I call a friend, sometimes a few people, and I tell them, I want to watch this movie again because I'm thinking to learn the music from it. Come and watch with me. They might look at me with a little bit surprised, but then surprise usually turns into curiosity, and suddenly they are part of the process and we sit together. We feel the story together. And that evening stays with us long after it ends. Weeks later, when I'm alone with the guitar and the notes, I'm not really alone. And something else happens that I did not plan. My friends, they will remember. They ask me, hey, how the song is going? They check in and ask, how am I progressing? When the song will be coming out? So without any intention, they become part of my process. And every time they ask me about the song, they remind me to practice and give me additional motivation and encouragement. And this is the kind of encouragement that no practice schedule can actually give you. So before any move score, watch the movie first. Let it find you again. And this time, listen differently. Listen to where the music enters. Listen to what it does to a scene. Listen to what would be missing without it. Then find the original song. Listen to it alone, away from the movie. Let it sit with you. And then, when you are ready, listen to my version. Not to compare, but to hear what the movie left inside me. My relationship with the story, my emotions carried through a single guitar. Some of these scores were never written for guitar, not even close. But this is not the point. I'm not trying to recreate what the original composer built. And I couldn't. And I would not want to. What I'm trying to do is to translate the feeling, to take what the movie gave me, find it again in the only instrument I have. It will not sound like the original. It should not. It is just my version of what the music means to me. And this is my advice to you as well. If you want to recreate the original piece perfectly and to play without any mistakes, this can be really frustrating and stressful. But if you focus on your emotion and the atmosphere you want to create around the song, taking into account your guitar skill level, you will still end up with a beautiful music piece at the end, and the whole process of learning and playing the song will be much more joyful. If you want to start somewhere or get some inspiration and movie ideas, feel free to check few movie soundtracks that are available on my YouTube channel. Links I will share in the video description.